G'day guys, welcome back to another team update. It's been absolute carnage city and already we have lost the likes of Aaron Hall, Greg Clark, Mitch Duncan, and it's only a matter of time before we lose a few more. So yes, I thought now would be, probably a better time than any to showcase a team update, and this is what we're rolling with so far. And in all honesty, I'm pretty happy with this structure. I know I say that in really every single team update, but the more I do, the better it looks. So we'll start off in defence as always. Jake Lloyd, beating my team since day dot. Don't really have to go into him a whole lot. I don't think he's going to improve as much as we think he is without Dawson. Yeah, it's going to free him up a lot, but I don't know if he goes to his 2019 average. I feel like he's unders what he can do, but I don't think he's a must-have, if that makes sense. But someone I'm willing to pay up for, and I think he's just an absolute solid and reliable pick, durable, and a Supercoach guru in defence. So I'm pretty happy with Lloyd, and I don't see him going anywhere in the nick of time. And we got Jordan Dawson here, so it's really a toss up between, you're weighing it up. There's Dawson, Ridley, Short, and Whitfield, but they've all got really good justifications. This is why people are they've been on me in Twitter saying, why aren't you going for a Jack Crisp? Well, I do really like this pick. I think he was in my last team update. I'm pretty sure anyway, but I think he's a little bit overpriced, 571k, something like that. I don't know if he has the ceiling to go any higher, so you're paying top dollar, where Dawson at 550k for potential inside midfield role seems like an absolute steal. Jordan Ridley, 537k, with Jake Kelly coming to the Bombers, which will absolutely free him up. That's already been confirmed, by the way. So, he's definitely going to improve his scoring. Whitfield, he's unders, and then you got James Short as well, without Hooley in the team. So, he's definitely going to improve. So, that's why I'm not going for these, really overpriced defenders, because I think we've been treated to some, absolute bargains. So, Dawson, I think I'd just have him over Short, to be honest. It's really hard to fit them all in the squad. I thought about having 5, but it does muck up my midfield. And as you can see down in the midfield, there's nothing that I really want to change. The structure's been the same, and I think it will remain the same for the rest of the year. Well, at least until round 1 anyway. But defence is an interesting topic because all of them have upside, let's be honest. So Dawson, he's one that I will be watching quite closely over the Amy series. The one game I'm pretty sure that we get to watch them. So, I'm interested to see how Dawson goes in his role. But, absolutely killing it at Adelaide so far, and I'm pretty happy with him in the squad. A South Australian, so he's back home. Mental state will be better. And, I think there's going to be a dramatic improvement in his game. So, looking forward to seeing him play. And, he is the direct replacement for Aaron Hall, which is a massive shame. Aaron Hall, I was super excited having him in the squad this year. I thought he was unders, started off pretty average, and then he just came home super strong. Now those hamstrings are gone. Probably will play early, I don't know, but you don't. Soft tissue injuries are sort of frowned upon in Supercoach, and I'm not for it. So unfortunately, I just don't see a way where we can possibly go near Aaron Hall. So, that's sort of the defence at the moment. I'm going for durable players. And when I say durable, I mean, look at Lockie Whitfield, but, 502k. I think his ownership's at least 50%, something like that. So, you're gonna fall short in the comp if he does go on fire and get back to his best. And, he's someone that you just have to pick. Next player here that I'll discuss was a real pod, actually super pod, 1% of teams. Mitch Hinge played a couple of games in 2019. I think he scored a 73 in there, and then 56, something like that. And someone that I really rate, been riddled with injuries, unfortunately, but playing for Adelaide at a halfback role, I think they have to play him, to be honest, because they're super thin there. And I was talking to Nightmare, the AFL draft expert, and I think he's actually rolling with Hinge in his team as well. So one that I really do like, a sneaky pod. I was talking to DR on the phone about it a couple of weeks ago, and I said, mate, I've got someone in my team. You'll never believe who it is. He's an absolute pod, 1% of teams. And we always say great minds think alike, because he said, it's Mitch Hinge, isn't it? I've got him too. So, one that I'm really keen to monitor over the Amy series, and I think he's a great overpriced rookie to have because we are bleeding rookies. The other one is O'Driscoll. He's one that looks like he will play round one. Read an article on the Fremantle Facebook page saying that he's been playing inside mid at match simulation, which is a really promising sign. Another player that was riddled with injuries last year, so didn't really get his chance, but doing great things in pre-season, and I think we get him round one, but he would probably be the only real field option in the rookie department, he and Hinge. So, yeah, they're the two that I'm going to go with, I reckon. And on the bench, we got DeConning. He's just a bit of a placeholder. Got DPP. Saw a photo of him on Geelong's website. Looks pretty shredded. Put on some weight. And I think he plays a forward role at Geelong. So, yeah, he's one that I think we can pick. And Dean, I think he'll play a few games. Obviously, the elephant in the room, Jordan Roughhead's going to be out for the first 4 or 5 weeks. So, an opportunity there for Charlie Dean. So, yeah, someone that I reckon we will see round one. Midfield, it's pretty stacked, to be honest. There's a lot of... I've seen George and JD running with 3 premiums, and I love the idea because it does free up a lot of money. I've tried it, I'm not going to lie. I've flirted with the idea of going super thin just so I can get better picks elsewhere, but unfortunately it's irreplaceable. So McRae and Steele, 2 players where I don't have to go on. The stats just suggest it all. They are superb picks, and Tuke Miller, he's the one that would have to go, unfortunately, if I could pick. And I'll bring it up again. I was talking to DR about this selection, and it was kind of funny because we said out of the 4 out of McRae, Steele, Miller, and Neil, yeah, Tuke would be the one to go because all the other 3 are pretty much must-haves. But with Tuke, it's kind of like we said that it would kind of be like dropping your son. You just couldn't do it. We're so faithful to this selection. He's our favourite player at the moment. You know, we call him Tuke the trademark, and yeah, I'm super keen to watch him play. Just hasn't stepped a foot wrong. Yeah, contested defensive midfielder, and he's going to be a bit of a pod. I think he's about 10% teams now, but for some reason, I reckon that will decrease as people sort of get cold feet on it, and because he is a bit of a pod. But yeah, I'm super bullish with this pick, and I can't see him leaving my squad anytime soon. As I said, I have flirted with other ideas, maybe a Tom Mitchell to free up some more coin, but yeah, just not doing much for me there. So yeah, the big 4, I'm over the moon with that. We lost Welsh as well. A few people ask me what they should do because if they don't mind Sam Welsh over Twitter and stuff like that, and I just say probably just go Tom Mitchell, but if you got an extra 50k, I'd go Tuke Miller, and that's how it would be. So, yeah, really unfortunate for Sam Welsh. That's another injury that I forgot to say at the start of the video. Syndesmosis, that's a very popular one for the ankle. He's going to be out for a little bit, so we can't go anywhere near him. Who looks to be one of the most durable players in the comp, really good with endurance, but it's another story. Jason Horne-Francis, I wasn't on board with this one. Obviously, I made that video with him versus Finn McRae, and I actually sort of pegged Finn McRae over him. But yeah, the more the off-season, and the pre-season rather, goes on, the more he is improving. Saw a footage of him about 3 or 4 days ago, taking a pack mark at North Melbourne's match simulation. It was about, 10 blokes in the contest, probably not that many, but he just jumps straight over the pack, kind of like Aaron Norton would. And yeah, he just looks super impressive. Maybe in the next Nat Fyfe, that's a bit of an exaggeration. He turned around and put it straight through the middle. We always talk about Dunkley and Shalaw being absolute best mates. Well, there's a little bit of Horne-Francis and Taron Thomas going on over at North Melbourne. So yeah, that's a great sight to see. Looks like he's really enjoying himself. Obviously, he's a South Australian, but settling in quite well in Victoria. So that makes it all the more reason to select him. Super high ownership. So yeah, I think we just got to lock him in. Might have a bit of an ordinary forward to midfield split, but the talent is just too good to pass up, unfortunately. Or probably not unfortunately. We want to pick him because he is a gun, but yeah, hopefully he doesn't drop some stinkers. But I'm really looking forward to watching this bloke play because he's absolutely killing it. Dacos, don't need to go on with that one. Dylan Stephens, he was, I think, pick 5 in the 2019 draft. Didn't hasn't really had a real good crack at AFL level. Signed a contract, so he'll be at Sydney for a while. Really improving. I will do a rookie profile on him. I've sort of backed off the rookie profiles, if I'm honest, because, well, I've done all the really high draft picks from last year, but now I think it's a little bit of a wait and see. I'll pump a few more out over the Amy series when we can get a better read on these players. So I feel like it would be pointless to do a rookie review on Stevens because, yeah, he's impressing at training and a match sim and all that stuff, but yeah, we don't know how he actually is going to go. We have to see him play, see his role, and then we can sort of discuss that one. But yeah, the signs are good. We lost Greg Clark, obviously, so he was sort of my replacement for him, and I'm willing to pay up a little bit more for a good midfield rookie. I've got a fair few of them. We've been treated to a lot of good rookies in the midfield this year, so I think we should take complete advantage of that. Neil Erasmus, if you haven't seen my rookie player profile on him, you should definitely go check that one out. He's an absolute gun, someone I definitely overlooked, and I'm very excited to see him play. Going to be good replacement for Adam Chera. And yeah, another player. It's pre-season. We're seeing articles of all these players who are improving, especially at Brisbane. It's almost like all 40 of their players are just absolutely killing it, having a great pre-season. But Erasmus is one of them at Fremantle who is dominating for a young player. So that's great to see. And on the bench, we got Hobbs, McDonald, JT. These are players that I think will get a run at it quite early, maybe round one. Hobbs is an interesting one. Caldwell played, well, majority of the midfield in intra-club, and I think they played, was it Dylan Shield half-back maybe? I think it was McGrath. McGrath played half-back, so he might go to that role again. So I think they are trying to sort of free up an extra midfield spot for Hobbs. It sounds a bit ludicrous because he's a first-year Essendon midfielder, and we've got so many of them. But yeah, there's just nothing he's doing wrong at training. A few photos of him on Instagram, and the bloke looks like he's been playing for 5 years. He's an absolute beast, and I've watched a few highlights of him. Disposal efficiency is really looking good as well. So didn't think he had the best disposal efficiency, but he's proved me wrong. And could be the perfect selection. Just playing for Essendon. Job security is a little bit hazy, but we'll wait and see. So yeah, we'll have a look at the rucks. Not going to go to the forward line yet because that's a bit of a tease. I like to sort of milk it there. But yeah, rucks, Darcy, Grundy, set and forget. Coleman, interesting one. I thought his job security would be a little bit iffy with CCJ in the team. That really does suck a fair bit, but I think they play him. If he plays, we'll pick him. I reckon he's got a better chance of playing than Hayes, which is, I think it's Hayes or something like that for Port Adelaide, and got DPP as well. So if he eventuates into a loophole, I think North play a few Sunday games as well, which is always quite handy. So yeah, at this point, I'm picking Coleman at R3. Interesting thought would be to pay up for Bruce at R3, but I just think there's a lot of money to spend elsewhere, especially for these high-end midfield rookies. So yeah, we'll go straight to the forward line now and see what we've done here. So I have gotten... What's going on here? Will it sit for me? Yeah, okay, so I have gotten rid of Cam Rayner. I was really hyped up on this pick, but what threw me off the most was, he was dominating. We're coming off an ACL, so he's lost a lot of footy, and he's doing great things at training, but was pretty much playing against their twos as well. So how will he go against, men, playing up against the big teams? I don't know how much midfield he plays, but there are better options in my opinion, and I'll obviously discuss them. But yeah, Dunkley hasn't left my side at all. He's just doing great things at the Dogs. Perfect selection, 50% of teams. So yeah, we got to pick Dunkley, I reckon. Isaac Heaney, I really love this pick. Wasn't in my last team, but the durability is the one that really scares me. But yeah, articles are popular this time of the year, but there is an article, can't remember the source of it, which website it was, but maybe, Heaney was saying that going to be playing what looks to be an 80% to 20% midfield split. So yeah, 80% midfield, 20% forward, which is great. after all these years, we've been waiting and waiting. It looks like 2022 is the year of Heaney. So, yeah, I can't wait to watch him play. He's super exciting. He was great for me last year. I went a little bit thin in the forward line as I sort of started to run out of cash late last year, and I picked up Heaney for $350k, and he didn't really do much, but it was just a bit of a high risk, high reward, and he came home super strong for me. Finished on about 500k at the end of the season, so he was the most enjoyable pick, one of my best picks last year, and just on that, I'm super excited to have him at F2, seeing that there's not many great options. There's Butters and Thomas, two others that I really am hyped on as well. But at this point in time, I think it's Heaney. I think he's going to be an unreal scorer in the midfield, and yeah, super excited to watch him play. So yeah, I dream of Heaney for 2022, but yeah, he could go down, and then yeah, as George says, why Zach Heaney? So yeah, it's one of those things. The talent's there. The ceiling's as high as you could ever ask, but the durability is pretty poor. But all he has to do is play 22 games, and he's going to be a great pick. No doubt about it. 454k is unders for what he can do. And Canadian Coleman, well, he's an interesting one. 10% teams, a real pod, but playing a halfback role at Brisbane. Yeah, if you want to know anything Brisbane, just go straight to DR. He'll tell you, and he's been all over this pick. I listen to a lot of podcasts as well. I listen to List Cloggers. I listen to Dylan Buckley rip through it, and yeah, Mitch Robinson was saying how improved he actually is, and yeah, really talking him up a fair bit. The only worrying thing, we all know that Dane Zorko looks like he's going to be playing a halfback role, which is alarming, but it's out of he and Rich. They've got a thick defence, but a lot of them are all lockdowns. Like even Starcevic, he's not a running defender. He's a lockdown defender for the small forwards. So I think Coleman's job security is pretty good. Yeah, I reckon he's going to explode. So yeah, really looking forward to him playing. Got the perfect DPP. We can flick him with Skinner and to Conning, so that's always good. And maybe he might even eventuate as a keeper. That's early to say, but yeah, one that we really do have to monitor over the Amy series. There's no doubt about that. Stephen Kingelio, he's the most must-have player, really. Everyone's got him. Pretty much been given this selection, so you just got to go with it. And Charlie Kerner, this is a really interesting selection because, well, when he went down with injury, it looked like he was actually breaking out. It looked like he was about to explode. A couple of 130s, 150s, and he was, really starting to dominate. And unfortunately, went down with ACL, and he was out for quite some time now. We saw glimpses of him in 2021, and he looks pretty good. But yeah, the job security is about as elite as it possibly gets, and yeah, I think he's going to be one of the most improved Supercoach players. And yeah, a little bit of Zeeble from last year, just that really cheap player in the forward line that you just have to go with. I think we've been given a gem here, and yeah, we definitely got to pick him. So yeah, get Kerner on your side if you don't already, because I'm pretty much locking him in. If I'm honest, yeah, the ceiling's great, and yeah, just needs to belt out a couple of 5-goal games, and yeah, almost guaranteed 450k. So yeah, happy with the Charlie Kerner pick. And Josh Rashali, so yeah, Matty Nix said last week that he's more than likely to make his debut round one. Going to be one of those players. I know he plays for Adelaide. I know he plays forward. That's not good. He's 184k. So these are all red flags. But yeah, we saw what happened last year with what was his bloody name? I stumped here. I hate that. That Adelaide rookie, that guy that was playing that forward pocket, and he scored like 100 in round one against the Cats. Oh, I know the comments is probably just bloody shouting it like, Spills, it's this guy. Oh, I had an absolute brain fade there. But anyway, yeah, that one player that he still was a good rookie. James Rowe, far out. That is shocking. Yeah, Jimmy Rowe. So he was a really good rookie for us last year for Adelaide. Super cheap, played forward pocket and still scored well. But Rashali, he could be like Jimmy Rowe on steroids, I reckon, because he's been compared to Toby Green, even to Alan Didak if you guys are a bit older. But that half forward, just an absolute goal sneak, averaged 3 goals in 5 games of AFL footy. So, yeah, super impressive. I know it's a small sample size, but yeah, the talent is there. And I'm more picking him at F6 for not really the scoring, but the role and the job security. I think his job security is going to be really good. And our forward line, it's just absolutely bleeding. I mean, Hollands, are we even going to get Elijah Hollands? I don't think we get Finn McGuinness. I mean, absolute athlete, wins all their time trials, but yeah, it's one of those things. And then, yeah, Parker as well. He's just a bit of a placeholder. 3 102k rookies in my team, which is alarming, but yeah, I'll wait and see. But this is the squad for sort of mid to late February 2022. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it at the moment. Looking pretty good. I would love to have Butters or Thomas. Have thought about dropping Miller for a Berry or a Caldwell and then doing something like that. But yeah, I think the Uber midfield is the way to go. You can't pick 5 because you will bleed a lot of scoring with the rookies. But I think 3 as well. I know the big guns in George and JD are doing it, and I don't blame them. Fair enough to them, but yeah, just not for me. So I think 4 is pretty safe, fair and reasonable. So yeah, we'll see how we go. And just on that, speaking of the two of them, I will be jumping on Fantasy Take TV with George and JD. I think next weekend, DR will be there, AFL draft expert and NO. So yeah, quite a big podcast. Really looking forward to it. And I think sometime next week, we'll see how we go. I myself will be jumping on a podcast specifically with rookies on the Supercoach Mates podcast. They're the new kids on the block, and they are really good. They've had George and JD, and they're going to have me on there as well. They just started making content, and they're doing great stuff. So, yeah, if you haven't subscribed to them, or on podcasts, make sure you do. Check them out on Twitter. And I'll try to get a podcast going on with DR, maybe a store play podcast. We might do another pod discussion. That went really well last year. So, yeah, plenty of content to come. And, let me I always butcher that. Let me know what you guys reckon of the team at this point in time. I'm pretty happy with it, but I'm always keen to hear everyone else's thoughts. But, other than that, hope your day is going well. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.